Have I ever been skydiving? The answer is
My name's Taylor Self and I'm doing drugs. My knee's been with me for a long time because I fucked it up. And Biomax peptides are going to make it better.
Taylor found a homeless man on Craigslist to help him learn how to do this. And they made this video to show you how. It worked out pretty well. The guy brought his own, only partially used needle.
Nice. That's crazy. I didn't feel the needle at all. I felt the injection just a little bit.
Jeez.
Nice.
Your skin is so f***ing thick.
Well, there's a lot of scar tissue there on that side, especially, I'm sure. That really didn't hurt. That was crazy. So we do that every night? Mm-hmm. Okay, cool.
Like 3-4 weeks.
If you thought it was hard to kill Taylor before this, well, then it looks like you don't have a chance in hell now. You'd better ask to see the manager, Uncle. Biomax peptides. Because Sevi and Hiller said so.
Did Lizzie say your dick is so thick? I don't know what that has to do with anything, but good morning. Oh boy. Oh boy. Mr. Steven Blackmail. Oh, Blacksmith. Good morning. Did anyone see Bailey Martin's new video saying he did get 2 COVID vaccines? 2 COVID vaccines. Someone sent me the entire video, the entire Bailey Martin video is something titled like, did I get the vax? And then someone told me if you skip to 10:30 or 11:30 on the video, he mentions it. I can't remember if I saw the clip or if someone told me. I'm gonna guess I saw it. And he basically says he doesn't know if there's a relationship between the vaccines and his condition. He doesn't know much about that stuff, but he'll let people in the comments tell him. And then someone in the comments said, oh, hey, you're more likely to have a heart attack if you had COVID, or you'll have more likely to have some sort of heart issues if you've had COVID than from getting the vaccine, which is batshit crazy talk. But you believe what you want to believe, because who am I? Oh, that's right. I'm a guy who's deep dived, examined the subject closely for the last 4 years. Isn't it fascinating? I was thinking about the word anti-vax again. That's what they tell themselves that people are who don't take the vaccine. But I don't think anyone, I've never met anyone who's like truly anti-vaccine. And by anti-vaccine is mean like I'm anti-racist. You know what I mean? Like I don't want to be racist. I don't want to be in a racist society. I don't want to be around racist people. I want to be around people who have discernment. That's for sure. I'm anti people shitting on sidewalks. Like I just don't think you should be allowed to do that. I'm anti that. But like no one cares if you take the injection. It's a complete misunderstanding of the situation. We just don't want to be forced to take it to keep our jobs, to go shopping in restaurants, and to send our kids to school. Although you are. I say this with peace and love. Nah, I'm not going to. I've said it enough. Heidi, I don't want to upset you this morning. I don't want to upset Heidi. Sevi, what's up with Trump? He looks tired. Are we bombing Iran today or what? Good question. I knew I should have bought one of those underground nuclear bunkers. He looks tired, man. Did you see him coming down the stairs? He looks tired. He looks tired. Hey, you know, I've been following Ryan Dawson. I did like the guy. I do like the guy. But after following him, I think he does hate Jews. I think he does hate Jews. I was tripping. He's like all in his Telegram. He was all excited about Israel getting bombed. Like, is anyone excited about Iran getting bombed? Yeah, I think he like really hates. I think I asked him, "Hey, do you conflate Jews and Israel?" And he said, "No, that would be stupid." And I think Greg is right. I think Zionist is the new woke term for kike. They're trying to figure out a way to disparage Jews, and so they call them Zionists, but they're too scared to call them kikes. No troll, but this is why we should have age limits on our leader. Biden was a vegetable and Trump looks like he has no clue anymore. Oh, that's too harsh. That, buddy, he's as strong and as quick-witted as ever. I'm just saying he looked tired as he was coming off the plane. Hey, dude, listen, I look tired when I get off the plane coming back from meeting with Macron. Hey, dude, how he snapped back at Macron. You can't say that. You took it too far. You took it too far. Yeah, these same people that keep talking, it's fascinating. These people, and Lange, I'll let you weigh in on this, because I'm going to totally use sweeping generalizations, but just to characterize the people, these same people that had their patience had run out, as you remember, Joe Biden says, our patience is running out. And as Fauci said, we're going to basically put the squeeze on them until it becomes so uncomfortable for them in their day-to-day life that they're going to have to take the injection. These same people that shut down businesses, sent the cops out in the ocean to pull surfers out of the water, filled our parks up with sand so kids couldn't play in them, shut down our schools, forced people to take injections, mandatory drugs. These same people, and at the same time, while millions of people came across the border into this country, and instead of being asked to take, they weren't tested to see if they had COVID. They weren't given the injection. Instead, they were given thousands of dollars in housing. The same people who want that are now protesting about freedoms, and they're concerned about Nazism and fascism. And how are they reconciling all this? How are they reconciling it all? I watched a 16-minute video last night on YouTube. It just popped into my algorithm on the history of how the United States got the Southwest. Wow, that shit's crazy. It must have been crazy fighting wars back then. It must have been crazy. Yeah, I don't know how they reconcile it. I'm trying to think what the old I love fake boobs and but people shouldn't get fake boobs. The tension's real. But I don't know how you reconcile the demand. I don't know how you reconcile the demand within yourself that you literally forced little kids to take drugs. You shut down tens of thousands of business, hundreds of thousands, a million businesses. I think it's 1.5 million small businesses nationwide with crazy, commie fascist laws. And now you're upset because illegals are getting deported. I just don't know how you do it. I love your fake boobs too. God, I love them. I try to pretend like I don't. But God, I love them. I was reading the comments. People were mesmerized by your millions of thousands. Thank you, Heidi. I was reading the comments about your green shirt the other day. For some reason, boobs in a green shirt really got your maybe green's your color. Shit, I don't know. Wait, they're fake. Silicone hammers. Do they still use silicone? Oh. There was Christine says, Olivia, I wonder if that's why my ex got his random out of the blue cancer. Turbo cancer. One of my doctor buddies was making fun of me because I suspected a turbo cancer was a real thing. That there was some correlation, some sort of relationship between getting the vaccine and cancer. Okay, thank you, Pat. I need this. They reconcile it the same way people who said deport them all and the next say, well, maybe not the farmers, restaurant, or hotel immigrants. There's 10% on both sides who can't think. I think that's different. Here's the thing, Pat. So here's the thing. I can reconcile being pro-choice. So I kind of do an equation in my head, right? I'm like, hey man, those people are killing babies. Like I know that. I mean, I trust. I know that those people are killing babies. And then on the other hand, I just cannot put laws on women's bodies. And so you have to choose. You have to choose. You have to just make some sort of choice, the pros and the cons. Do you want a slippery slope of making laws on people's bodies, or are you going to allow them to kill the babies inside their bodies? And then you have to kind of go inside yourself and make the choice. But dude, you're telling me they made the choice to let in 10 million illegal aliens and open the fucking border and not make them take vaccines and give them money while they were forcing little kids to take the vaccines? Dude, I can't reconcile that. It's not mental gymnastics. At some point you have to make some choices, right? You're like, hey, I could have chemicals are bad to spray on my plants, which I don't and never would. But this is I hear people say this. The other gardeners I talk to, they're like, should I spray chemicals on my plants to kill the bugs, or do I let the bugs eat 90% of my crops? And then you can make a choice. You can try to figure out what you want to do. Is it more important to me to have some food with poison on it or no food at all? And then you can make that choice. But the forcing the kids to get drugs, you think it's so important to protect grandma to give all the kids drugs and to make millions of people lose their jobs, but then not force those people at the border to take it? Dude, I don't see the I can't make the connection. I can't make the connection. I can't listen to this nonsensical rambling this morning. Jeff, dear Jeffrey, as your mother used to call you when she was alive. Those nonsensical ramblings are what go on between your ears, buddy. You will never escape that. Dear Jeffrey, did you like it that the Toys R Us giraffe was named Jeffrey? No. Olivia, please. We need Jeff. Then turn off the show, Jeffrey. No. Nice dogs. You need those dogs to protect that body of yours, to protect those hammers. Someone's going to try to get at those hammers. Jaw Winkle. My cousin had 3 COVID jabs. Got breast cancer. Sorry. She had treatment and was given the all clear pass. Away 3 weeks later, the cancer came back so aggressive. Damn, that sucked. Someone I know has cancer right now, and they were asking me what they would do, and I don't want to tell you what I would do. I don't want to be judged. I don't want to be judged, but it would involve some serious fasting and some ivermectin. Joe, good morning.
Good morning, Sevi.
Hey,
are we talking about vaccines?
We are. We can. We should. We will.
Yeah, I don't trust them. I got the J&J, and then 3 weeks later, I came out as trans.
Oh, hey, that is, dude.
That's actually no joke.
I am so proud of you that you're going to Austin, Texas. Hey, that's a great joke right there. By the way, you have to use that. Are you going to use that one on stage at Kill Tony?
I might. I've been working some new ones. I mean, what's so funny is that I don't have to try very hard because there's so many setups and punchlines in my life. Like literally 3 weeks after the J&J is when I had the epiphany I was trans. Now, I'm not blaming it on the vaccine, but I just natural going into my body or making permanent alterations. I just can't trust doing that.
People have to make the people have to make the choice. You have to. It should just be a choice. You should be like, hey, there are these doctors and there's this group, and they believe that if we give you a retarded version of the disease with an adjuvant, that we think that we can stimulate your immune system to build something to protect it. Or if you go the mRNA route, there's some other mechanism that can protect you from disease. And you have to look at it and then read the ingredients of what's in there, and then read the data and decide whether you want to take that risk or not. But this mandating it for all of society, and now we have no baseline to study, is absolutely insane. Hey, I was thinking about you last night, as I sat in my boxer shorts and my t-shirt at 11 o'clock trying not to watch porn, and I came across this video, this trans athlete named Sadie. What was her name? Let me see if I can find her. Do you know who I'm talking about? She's a track and field athlete. Let me type in Sadie trans
Shriner. I'm googling it.
Track and field trans athlete. Yes, Sadie Shriner. Hey, she's got a video on YouTube. It has 1,100 views, and it's like, hey, I'm going to tell my story. And she says this. I wonder if I could bring up her Instagram. I would be so curious. I would love to do a show with you where we watch that video where she talks about her story. Basically, she was a world-class high school track and field athlete as a boy. And then COVID happened, and it quickly jumps. There's a section in there where, let me see if I don't want to pull up the Instagram account so people at least can get a visual. Sadie Shriner. The whole time I was like, I wonder if this is what it was like for Joe. Okay, here it is. Sadie Shriner. And basically, she tells her story. It's called Making My Story Visible. That's the Instagram post. And then I went over to her YouTube page and I watched probably like 70% of the video. And basically, COVID happened. She jumps to saying, hey, COVID happened. And then I got depressed. And then I realized my whole life I was trans. It makes a kind of a leap right there. But dude, as a boy, this motherfucker was fast, like setting all the high school records as a freshman running varsity track, like running 50-second 400s. And I would be so curious to hear your take on this story. Where at what point I like her a lot, but I still can't. At what point did she think it was okay to stay in sports, to still run as a girl? Like, do you know what I mean? I mean, the
my reaction is that, yeah, she was sold the lie that the broken science studies showed that said, hey, like there's no difference because they used a bunch of non-athletes to compare it against non-athletes, and they said, look, like these unhealthy people are equally unhealthy after they transition and there's no advantage. And it's like, come on, like that's BS. I mean, there's definitely a gray area, like based on puberty and based on hormone levels. There's so many variables that may or may not contribute to an advantage, but you can't just, someone who's a top level athlete, it would be the same. I put it this way. It would be similar to, like, say I decided to take performance enhancing drugs for 30 years. And then one day I stop and then I immediately enter a weightlifting competition. Is that fair?
Yeah, I think that sounds like a sound comparison.
Yeah, I mean, it can't be fair, right? Like, there might be a point in time where those PEDs I took aren't contributing to an advantage, but I mean, there's a reason why PEDs are banned, and people who are born male have PEDs, the equivalent of PEDs to someone who's born female, up until the point they start transition.
I was going to say something crazy. I was going to say we all accept that only women can have babies. I was going to say that, but I don't know if that's true. But
that's what I believe. I mean, I know it's controversial.
But I think society is having trouble accepting the fact that there's some things we can't, like we're not created equal, And there's some things that if you're born are just that way. And society wants to somehow do some intellectual, psychological gymnastics to try to say otherwise. And it's not only
Yeah.
physical, the fact that women can have babies and men can't, or men may be or men are stronger than women. It's the fact that, I shouldn't say men are stronger than women. Men are predispositioned to be stronger than women, might be more accurate.
Yes.
And then behaviorally, there's all those differences also. And she's really sober in her presentation. I think you would like the YouTube video, and she might be a great guest on your podcast too.
Could be. Could be. Yeah. I mean, it's tough because like the sports debate, I've talked to trans athletes and they're of the opinion they don't have an advantage because of this scientific study or the fact that they do lose to cis women sometimes. But you and I see, I feel like I've been conditioned differently because of CrossFit, where I see someone like Tia Claire Toomey could destroy most men, right?
Right,
Like,
correct.
but that doesn't mean that a trans athlete wouldn't have an advantage somewhere over Tia. Maybe she still works harder and still is more fit.
I
But
don't even know if that's the
you know what I
argument,
mean?
though. Is that even the argument? Is the argument that you could make them equal, or is the argument like, hey, that's what I'm saying. Don't we just have to accept that men and women, the same way we have to accept men can't have babies, that men and women shouldn't be competing each other, or if they're competing against each other, they should be competing against each other as man versus woman, not in the same category. Don't we just have to accept that as just like, hey, that's just the way it is?
I mean, that's
Just
the
like
way
we
I lean.
just
Like,
like we
I
breathe
definitely believe only
oxygen,
women. Yeah,
we can't
yeah.
breathe
Like, there has
underwater.
to
Like
be
there's
some
just some
fundamental.
shit. Yeah.
Yeah, we have to agree on some common truth. Otherwise, we can't even debate it. So if we can't say that there's two sexes, one can have babies and one can't. One is more likely to be stronger than the other. If we can't start from there, then we can't get to a place where there is inclusion, where it makes sense, where there are common sense rules that protect people while also allowing people like me who are trans to maybe have access to certain things that we need. Like, you can't get to that point if you're starting from a point of ridiculousness.
And it's the same thing with like the anti-vax. I think it's a bullshit statement. And just like I think, unfortunately, the trans thing's a little different, and so is the gay thing, because I think we're biologically predisposed to think it's weird to see two men kissing. Like, I don't think that it makes you homophobic if you see two men kissing and you have like a knee-jerk reaction. Just the same way if you see someone with Down syndrome or a dwarf, or it's just so out of the norm, right? And I think when we look at
Sure.
people, those of us who empathize, right, everything that we're doing, there is a component of empathy, right? So whether you see a fish get caught or an animal get killed, you might have some feelings of sadness, to where if you see two men kissing, you kind of project yourself into that situation, and you may be, I don't think it's too strong to say, is repulsed by it. I don't think that those feelings are unjust. I'm not saying that they need to be acted on. You don't need to go over there and punch the fisherman for catching the fish, or punch the gay guy for kissing, because of that empathy you feel, and kind of project yourself into it. But I also don't think that those reactions make you a bad person.
You're so right, Savant. Once again, you are speaking the facts to the people. Uh,
Thank you.
if you were gay and
We
you
should run
saw
for
two,
president and vice president. I would be vice president to your president, by the way.
we should. I'm like a DEI wet dream, so like I would win.
Especially
But
if you
no, like
especially once you convert to Judaism.
that's what I'm saying. I'm Jewish, woman-ish.
Yeah.
But like the idea, if a gay person saw two gay people kissing, they wouldn't have the same reaction as maybe yours, right? Just like if a hunter saw someone hunting an animal, killing it, they would have a different view of that than someone who doesn't hunt, a different level of empathy or a reaction. And so, I mean, I sometimes I see straight people kissing. I'm kind of like, ooh, gross. That person's fat. I don't want to see that. Like, but it doesn't mean I go up to them and say anything, or like they're just thoughts that come and go. And if I water those thoughts, then that's a different story than just yeah, that was a weird thought, and I just move on and push it out of my head, or rationalize later a better way to think about it. And so no, I don't think it's you're a bad person if you see two guys or two girls or whatever it is, a hunter or a fisher, like you said, doing something that you wouldn't do yourself. It's just humans want to put themselves in every situation, like, because we're kind of narcissistic as creatures. Like,
I like
oh,
to
I
I
wouldn't
like to
do
say
that.
it as we're deeply empathetic, but if you want to use narcissistic, go
Okay,
ahead. Go ahead.
maybe there's a mix, right?
Yeah.
There's a mix. But we tend to want to put ourselves in a situation and then immediately answer the question, would I do that, or how would that feel if it was me? And and I think that's a great reaction for some things, but some things it's like you don't need to have an opinion on it. Like, there's a lot of power in just not having an opinion. And sometimes you just gotta just move on. It doesn't matter. It doesn't affect you, right?
Yes. Stand by. Joe has her own podcast. Yes. Sevon would bottom for Joe. No. Let's move on to a new topic. The UK is fucked. Great topic. Horrible example. Hunting is natural. I'll tell you a story. I knew a guy who is one of the greatest trackers ever to live on planet Earth, and he took people onto private hunting tours onto the largest owned private ranch in the United States. And I got a chance to go on this ranch a few times. It was crazy. There were wild horses on it, mountain lions, just fucking everything. It was in, I think it's in, I want to say it's in Utah or north of Utah. And he owned a bunch of hunting dogs, and he would train the hunting dogs. He would catch raccoons or pigs or something, and that's how you would train the hunting dogs. And I asked him one time, "Does that make you sad?" And he goes, "You know what? It actually does. Sometimes it does make me sad." And he goes, "And sometimes when we track a mountain lion into a tree and someone shoots it, that also makes me sad." I don't I don't think you can just throw killing other creatures into a bucket that it's natural. I don't think if you feel something when something dies, uh I think something's wrong with you probably. You're or
No, I
you
would agree.
like
And like saying,
no
oh, it's natural.
yeah.
Like, there's animals that do gay shit. So like, if you're gonna say that hunting is natural, but gay shit isn't, like come on, like, humans, you put any group of men in a prison and long enough, and they're gonna start fucking each other.
Well,
Like, so you
hey,
can't say that's unnatural.
well, you know what that is the interesting study. They say that zoo animals will and I apologize if this is offensive to you, but they say that if you put zoo animals show all the perversions that humans do. That when you
There
cage
you go.
animals together, they'll start fucking each other. They'll start doing all sorts of crazy shit, raping the female animals, all sorts of crazy shit. That does not
Yeah.
happen. That does not happen in the wild.
Well, and then you always have the the twink prisoner, right? That becomes the girlfriend of everybody. Like, so it's like, yeah, there's some weird shit that happens. Humans are weird. And so I don't like to say natural or unnatural. Like, it's just behavior, and it's all weird to me.
Why would a mountain lion kill you if you weren't chasing up a tree? I think maybe you read into something I said, but I don't know how you came up with that question. But in California, if you Google mountain lion bicycle, you'll see or hiker, you'll see once a year there's a mountain lion that takes a mountain biker off a bike and attacks him, or takes a hiker off a trail and drags him into the bush. Uh, Oh,
Yeah,
that wasn't
I
for
mean,
you,
you have
Sebi. Oh,
you have
okay.
one fan. You have one fan that's in there that it's really obsessed with me. His name's Jeremy Eat World, and he just has such a hard on for me. Jeremy, I'm coming for you. Just let me know when and where, and we can hang out. I know you really want to meet me. You're very trans curious.
It says, why does he try to? Is he pick on you in the chat?
No, I just, like, he's always got to, like, you better say him versus her, or like, stay away from my kids and all this bullshit. It's like, dude, like, come on, like, there's creepier people than me that have been around your kids and you didn't care.
Hey, what's going on with yeah, I don't get any. Here's the deal, dude, too. I and I'm only 1% certain of this, but it's all I need. Um you were actually um you actually can be seen as a girl. Like if someone sees you, they're going to think you're a girl, and they're going to think you're a pretty
Oh,
girl. Whereas the ones that creep me out are the trans that are reading books to kids in
me
libraries
too.
that look like Ronald fucking McDonald. And
Well, a lot
somehow
of those aren't
that
trans people; they're drag queens.
yeah, that shit. And wearing thongs around kids and just the where it's completely
Yeah,
like some sort of perversion or hypersexualization, with the crazy titties and all that. Like, that's the
yeah.
part. That's what's it's that manifestation that I'm more weary. To say I'm weary of it would be an understatement.
No, that's true. But the common misconception is that drag queens are the same as trans people, and typically, historically, drag queens are gay men who are making a caricature out of women, and it can be very misogynistic even in its performance. I don't have much of a stomach
And
for drag
perverted, right?
queens.
They're getting off on
Yes.
that too, right? That's sexually arousing them.
Well, I don't know if they're doing like anagonophilia type stuff, but it's
Anagonophilia,
fun
yeah.
for them.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it's fun for them. But let's just say I, I wouldn't bring my kids to a drag show. Like I don't like I've got a daughter. I would not go to a drag show with her even when she
You
was
have a
young.
daughter?
Yeah, I have a stepdaughter. Yeah, she just turned 18 today.
I cannot believe how much shit you have going on in your life. It is crazy. You have so much experience. I didn't even know you were married. Are you still
5.
married?
Yeah. We're separated, but we're like best friends now. So
Hey, what's going on with the military? Do you get to stay? What's going on with that?
yeah, I'm currently been placed on administrative absence because of the pending separation. So unless something changes in the courts, there's 2 cases, so it's expected maybe something. But the Supreme Court said that, well, in the meantime, we can still go ahead and kick people out and directly impact mission readiness. That's fine. So we're being kicked out in the meantime while the case is still decided.
Will you get time served?
I've got 16 years. So
While you're on administrative leave, though, do you collect more time? I'm guessing just in the sense that, like, isn't there some sort of stipend or something if you make it to 20 years or something like that? Some sort of pay,
yeah, there's a
lifetime pay?
retirement. Yeah, you can get early retirement at 18 years. So I'm shy of that, but I'm collecting time until the day that I'm officially processed. So that process won't start until July, and then it can take 1 to 7 months to finish processing me out. Because the government is well-oiled machine, so kicking me out is probably going to be a painfully long process.
Hey, are you sad? Did you cry over this? Are you like, fuck, man, this fucking sucks. I'm a good pilot. I've worked hard to be in this position. These are the skills I have.
Fuck yeah, Sevi. I definitely broke down many times, especially with all the back and forth it's been having since January. It's been so stressful and distracting from just trying to do my job. And yeah, like I'm tough and resilient, but like yeah, like it's 16 years of service and I'm not going out the way that I would have picked. I wanted to do at least 15 more years. Um, you know, deployments were on the horizon. Like I really wanted to continue serving my state and country, and for some reason, a policy that was allowed at the time that I executed so I could transition. Now I'm being punished for it. Like now I'm being kicked out because of that, and I don't qualify for an exception because I attempted a transition. That's one of the reasons why I can't get an exception. It's because it says if you've ever attempted a transition. So I it's like I sealed my own grave by following a policy that was totally fine 2 years ago.
It would seem more appropriate to just say, if you were going to have that law, to just say, like in California, they say they're going to make it so you can't. I can't remember if it's all vehicles or just motorhomes. Let's say motorhomes. They're saying you can't sell any more gas motorhomes in the state of California and register them here. But that doesn't mean that the people who have gas motorhomes have to leave the state. And you would think that they would do that the same way in the military. It's like, hey, you can be trans
Yeah.
if you're in, but we're not going to take any more. Hey, does someone look you in the eye and you have this discussion with them, or is this all done through the mail?
No, I talked to my commanders, which they don't want to lose me. So like they're sitting there saying like, this sucks, our hands are tied. Like,
Do
you're
they
a good
mean it,
pilot.
or are
Why
they
would we
just
get rid of you?
do they mean it, or are they just scared to say it to your they're just trying to placate you? Do you think they mean it?
They mean it. So like since I'm National Guard, I've had the benefit of being in the same unit for the entire time. So I've got 16 years. Like my battalion commander was my first platoon leader back in 2010. So like I know these people really well. We've been to each other's houses, like we've had dinner together, like it's a family because it's National Guard. And so um they don't want to lose me. Like they said the other day, like, we sent you to flight school, we spent all this money on you. Like, we wanted you here.
The real Matthew. If you think the leadership at CFHQ is fucked shit up, be in the military for 2 or 3 training cycles and watch that shit show.
Yeah. Yeah. The first ban in 2016, 17 under Trump, the way it worked out in the courts is it ended with an exception for those who'd already transitioned. And my dad, who voted for Trump, said, well, that's how it'll be this time. So you'll be fine. And here I am getting kicked out. My dad voted for Trump twice. So that's fun.
What is your dad compassionate towards your situation?
Yes, he really genuinely thought that Trump wouldn't be stupid enough to kick out perfectly good soldiers, that he would only get rid of the bad ones.
Yeah, it trips me out. Every once my mom still sends me articles from the New York Times, knowing that they did they've lied about me in their paper, and it always trips me out. I'm like, hey, how could you believe anything that they say now? But she still sends me articles from the Times like that there's any validity to them.
Yeah, no, I get it. Yeah, like, and I've been in the New York Times a few times since January, and it's all been accurate reporting. So, like, I'm sure there's different editors and different writers that might have a slant, but for mine, it's all been spot on. Like, because I record my calls when I give interviews, because I'm just as concerned of like someone taking me out of context, and
They didn't
they're
even
all
call
spot
me.
on.
They didn't even call me or check in. Hey,
Oh,
but
okay.
you can't convince me otherwise. They're a shit newspaper that lies all the time, or purposely withholds the truth. It's the same with the
Yeah.
Washington Post. They won't put things in context. But hey, dude, you're a wet dream for the Democrats.
No, I'm not really, though. I don't
You,
speak
you
their language. I don't pass their purity test.
you don't pass their purity test, but just in terms of your presentation, your soberness, your authenticity, your articulation, in that regard, like they want you on the team so fucking bad.
You know, I'm a better wet dream for the Republicans.
Wow, that's now that you say that, I see that. I could see that. Yeah, I see that.
I come from a conservative background. I lean right. I've voted more red than blue.
Hey, many years ago, before I even knew what Antifa was, there was a Trump rally in Berkeley, which was just asking for trouble. And I was riding my bike, and I this was before I was a Trump fan. This was like in 2000. I don't know when this was, probably like 2016 or something. And there was a tranny there who was a pro-Trump tranny, and I remember the Antifa guys just walked right up to him and just started beating him or her. It was fucked up.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe what I was witnessing.
Yeah, like there's like
Big sign.
that's what
It's a
like
big. She was holding a
even
big
want to have
sign.
a team.
Yeah, I get that. I get that. I get that.
Yeah, it's messed up. It's messed up. No, like I've always been pretty center right. I voted for McCain. I voted for Romney. I voted for Evan McMullen. I had to jump off the wagon when Trump came in because I saw too many conservatives give up their values to suck up to power. And while Trump might do some things that conservatives want, he's not a conservative. He was a Democrat, Clinton donor. And while he says some things that maybe I would agree with, he also does a lot of things that are so far outside of fiscal conservative values and social liberal values that I have. And I just, unfortunately, the alternative is always the extreme in the other direction, which I don't like either. And so it's just sad to see so many Republicans give up their values and give up their morals that maybe they didn't even have to begin with, but they definitely spoke about them to suck up to someone because they think that power is more important than principle.
It's amazing how aligned Trump's, Clinton's, and Obama's border policies are, and immigration policies are. It's crazy. They're like perfectly aligned.
That's so true. And you know
They're
what's funny is
identical.
like
They're identical.
yeah, we have to hunt for differences between our parties. If you go to Europe or somewhere else and you talk to people, they're like, we can't tell the difference between Republicans and Democrats in the US. But their parties, you can tell a huge difference in their parties. And usually they have multiple parties too, which helps with balancing. But, you know, in the US, the Democrats and Republicans, if you say like the 5 top issues, it's the same. And it's just we look for ways to divide so that way we can have um, clicks and outrage and people vote for us. And really, it's so stinking similar. It really boils down to things like Roe v. Wade. Should it be at the states versus the federal level? How much should Medicaid really have? How much of a deficit should we have? You know, should we raise the debt ceiling or not? And it's like they're so close that we find the 1 or 2% and blow it out of proportion, like culture wars, like the trans issue. You know, like all these things that aren't really that big of a deal, but we blow it up to make it a huge deal, so that way you'll vote for us or vote for them. That's just my 2 cents.
Well, thanks for calling in, and let me know what you think about
Yeah, of
the
course.
Sadie Schreiner video. I'm very curious.
Yeah, I'll take a look. And if you ever want me on to chit chat about whatever, just hit me up.
Okay, thank you, Joe.
Yep. Yeah.
Bye. Oh, maybe we'll work together at the games. Joe says she's going to the games. Alex Kazan's already back at it. I don't know if you guys saw her Instagram story. Look at this. Go, girl. Alex already getting at it. Lean and mean. I'm going to do that today. I'm going to make a video replicating that. In a tank top. Armpits and lats. Tits, what is it? Tits, pits, and lats. I did. I called our contact over at Suji yesterday, and I said, "Hey, man, this is hook her up with Suji." I spoke to the Suji representative yesterday, and I connected her with Alex. What I'm hoping happens, and I was telling the Suji rep this. I was like, "Hey, I know that you guys have that commercial with Matt Fraser, and he's a he's an authority in how to get the most out of the body, but the commercial I don't think really conveys to the layman the value of that equipment." And so I said, "Why don't you hook up with Alex?" And they were super excited. Let's see what happens when Alex uses this, and then if she goes to the games, we will have this great commercial with a really authentic story, authentic, real, actual. We'll have a case study. And we'll bring some serious validity to the product. Suji has an 8-week lag on delivery. Not for Alex, they won't. Yeah. By the way, if you do get a Suji product, find the code for the product. It's like Sevon15 for 15% off or something like that. They sent me a Suji. I'm looking at it in the box going, holy cow. I mean, it's all the shit's so nice. I think it's too nice for me. Is there a penis Suji asking for a friend? Penis cuff. Let me have it, Sevon. Where? In the dumper? I don't do dumpers. Let's see you use it. Sevon, you should send yours to Alex if there's a delay. All sorts of great ideas. Thanks for telling me how to use my shit. I appreciate it. I really, very, very thoughtful of you guys giving me advice on how to run my life. Thank you. Yeah, let me write this down. Be power bottom for Joe. Send my Suji to Alex. Thank you. Any other suggestions? Someone made a post. You guys saw we did a show on the Hunter McIntyre race, the World Championships in Chicago. I think Hunter was on the world team for High Rocks, and he shoved a guy named Jeremy into the border wall. He shoved, what's that thing called? Basically, there were these steel poles, every 7 or 8 feet, and then there were banners pulled between them, and Hunter pushed him into them. Barricade, thank you. Barricade, barrier, yeah, shoved him into the barrier. Barricade, great word, thank you. Guide rail, thank you. That I do appreciate. Help with the vernacular. And someone in the comments wrote this in the YouTube video. That Jeremy guy that Hunter shoved got a suspended sentence in community service for assaulting his ex-girlfriend. He skipped the community service to go get a hair transplant in Turkey. Now he has a kid with the lawyer who defended him in court. That guy does look like a fuck machine, that Jeremy guy. He looks like Matt Torres on steroids. A mad but true story. And it made me want to be super duper clear on something. Like, I don't care that guy did any of that stuff, to be honest. Just like I don't care that Mitchell Hooper cheated on his wife. Like, I don't know the details of that. Maybe I shouldn't even use the word cheated. Maybe even that shows my bias. Shows our bias. The whole reason why we were or I was poking Mitchell Hooper is the fact that he fucked with John Young. And the whole reason why I was fucking with Dylan Scott is because he fucked with Hunter. And I guess, Gandhi said this thing that it's not good to have friends. I'm paraphrasing, because you'll show loyalty to your friends over pursuing the truth. And I guess I fall into that camp. I'm totally able to acknowledge that maybe my friend did or didn't do something right, or maybe did something wrong, but I'll still be loyal to them. Those are the rules of being by friends. You stand by them in the good times and the bad times. And so, like, I don't care. Like, if Hooper I would have never talked about Mitchell Hooper if he hadn't have gone after John Young. I'd give two shits about whether Hunter did was right or wrong or any of that. It's just the fact that, hey, that's my boy, and yeah, my friends are often wrong. Yeah. And it's an important nuance. I think people get it. I see people get it confused all the time. The great example of it is when people thought Greg hated Coke, and it's like, no, he doesn't hate Coke. He doesn't want to tax them. He's a complete libertarian. He believes in capitalism, but he doesn't want them meddling in the. He doesn't care if you drink sugar or not drink sugar. He just wants to tell the truth about sugar, and that's where he had the issues with Coke, because they were meddling in the health sciences and trying to justify drinking Coke. And that's where they crossed the line into his business. And so I don't care that Mitchell Hooper had an open relationship with his wife. But that's on him. That's on his wife. His wife made that decision. At the end of the day, she's only going to heal if she takes accountability and responsibility for that relationship. There he goes again, justifying the cheating. No, I'm telling you the way out. If you were in a prison cell and there was a door open and you refused to walk through it, that's on you. All I can do is point at the door. No, cheating is built on the notion. Yeah, anyway, it's like anyway. Yeah, I'll circle. Let me circle back to that because I wanted to take this somewhere else. If I told you guys, hey, Jeremy got shot, what would be your first question? If I said, hey guys, did you hear Jeremy got shot? What would you say? What would you say? If I told you that, if I told you, hey, Jeremy got shot. No, I'm not suggesting he can. So we can claim open relationship when we cheat. No, and I'll come back to that. You have a question. Was it a black on black crime? What did he do to get shot? There you go. What did he do to get shot? Great question. Exactly. What would have caused him to get shot? Exactly. Is he okay? And yet, Lazar Jukic drowns, and no one wants to say how. Nobody wants to say how. And if you say how, somehow that's mean. That's rude. That's insensitive. It's absolutely bizarre to me. How did he get shot? How did he get shot? What shot him? What caused him to get shot? And yet here we have a swimmer who's 15 yards from the finish line, and anyone who asks how did he drown is villainized. How did he drown? Yeah, how did he drown? Are there alligators in the lake? Did he not know how to swim? A friend of mine told me this story the other day, which was pretty wild. I had never thought of it. He told me as a kid, his sinuses were all closed up and he couldn't breathe through his nose. So he was always breathing through his mouth. And he told me that when he went swimming, it was fucked. Because when you're just imagine if you didn't have two holes to breathe into when you're swimming. Just imagine that. Try going swimming with a fucking clothespin on your nose. And he said, so if you took in water in your mouth accidentally while you were swimming, you had no backup breathing hole. That was a digression, but that was a crazy story. I was just imagining that. How? Just how? It's just a fair question. How? How did Jeremy get shot? He was in a liquor store at 2 a.m, and there was a guy holding up the liquor store, and Jeremy tried to attack the guy, and the guy turned around and shot Jeremy. Oh shit! Wow. So now you know. He was playing hero and got shot. Gang related. Still under investigation. I can't talk about it. Gabe, I drank your coffee this morning and I finished all my daily work in an hour. I'm wired. Yeah, you know what's crazy? I was thinking about that this morning too. I didn't drink any more coffee than I normally do, and I am wired out of my brain right now. No, Jeff Bako, that doesn't mean I'm nonsensical. Pat Lange. The difference is there's a million ways to get shot. There's one way to drown, and 99% drown that way. I mean, what is that way? Tell me, what is that way? Because I don't know. Because they don't know how to swim. Oh, I do. I'm going to guess it's because they don't know how to swim. Is that it? Can you tell me? You get tired? No. Dude. Criminy, dude. I threw you a fucking alley-oop right over the hoop. It was going to go in anyway. That is not why people drown. Oh my God, you are retarded. Hey, dude, I've never once heard of someone drowning because they got tired. Never once. No one has. Neither of you. They took water in the to the mouth hole. Yep. Maris, Pat, that is actually so stupid. Beyond stupid. It's like calling the army parade Trump's birthday party, Pat. It's along those same lines. Close. Close, Pat. You're so close. Are you people all retarded? You're so close. Just change 2 words. It's am I retarded? Question mark. Yes. Semi as I tell my kids sometimes, you're only semi retarded. Just semi. I taught my kids yesterday. I said, "Hey, it's really not nice to call people retarded." I said, "But there's a workaround." They said, "What is it?" And I said, "Call people crayon eaters." My kid backflipped into the pool and hit her head, tried to pretend it didn't happen, and kept swimming. Scary. Yeah, that is scary. I did in my homeless years, I used to shower at the rec center at UC Santa Barbara, but I would swim in the pool there too. And I did a gainer off the diving board. That's when you run off forward and do a backflip. And I hit my head on the diving board. And they had to close the pool down because there was so much blood in the pool. You know how they clean that? Have you guys ever seen how they clean that? If someone takes a shit in the pool or there's blood, have you seen how they do that? Does anyone know? You know how they do it? Anyone? So you take a shit in the pool or there's a shitload of blood. Have you seen how they do that at the public pool? How they clean it? It's ridiculous. It is absolute. I mean, I think it's ridiculous. I mean, I'd have to wait to. I need Pat to weigh in on it. Anyone know? They walk over. Do they drain? No. Good guess. That would be nuts. They walk. Oh yeah, dump chemicals. They walk over with a gallon of bleach, of Clorox bleach, and they just poured it right on top where like my blood was in the pool. The guy stood on the diving board and just poured a gallon of bleach in there, right there at the spot. I was just like, what the? Like, that's what you do? He goes, yeah, if there's blood or shit in the pool, we just dump a gallon of bleach in. Is it chlorine? Well, Clorox? Yeah, what was the gallon? It said Clorox on the bottle. Is that what that is? Is bleach chlorine? Is chlorine and bleach the same thing? I never even thought of that. Clorox, chlorine, bleach. I didn't know you were supposed to swim in that shit. It looks like I'm getting my credentials to do the behind the scenes this year. You guys want to see this? Look at this. This is for those of you who don't understand what's going on in California. Let me show you. This is a home in Santa Barbara, California. You can request a tour as early as 11 a.m. today. This is an $800,000 home in a shit neighborhood. A shit neighborhood in Santa Barbara, California. It's 2 bedrooms, 1 bath, 720 square feet. All the windows are boarded up. The deck has completely collapsed. The house has probably slid off its foundation. Your mortgage would be $4,922 a month if you put 20% down. It's near a taqueria, a Trader Joe's. It is in a good area to walk. I mean, if it's a great walking neighborhood in the sense that you have tons of stuff near you. There's a Burger King there and a bunch of taquerias um and you're by the it's the best weather in the world. You can grow actually anything there in Santa Barbara. $800,000. I wonder how many square feet the lot is. Does it say? Uh, I'm sure it's tiny. Oh, the lot's 2,600 square feet, so that's like 1/15 of an acre. It's a pretty small lot. I don't think the school nearby is good. It's crazy. Santa Barbara's crazy. Isolated town, basically in the middle of nowhere. It's 110 miles north of Los Angeles. There's a university there and tons of rich people. You know, it's where like Oprah lives. I think she has a $50 million home there. Caleb would buy it. There's a shit neighborhood in Santa Barbara. That's a good question. It's shit for Santa Barbara. You know, it's shit for Santa Barbara. It's shit for Santa Barbara. It's the least nice neighborhood in Santa Barbara. But I don't know how cool Santa Barbara is now because it is because the libtards do run it. But when I lived there, I lived there for 10 years and it was amazing. I've heard it's gone completely fucking downhill and that it's just littered with drug addicts everywhere, sleeping on the streets, and they've taken over. But I don't know. It's north of Pepperdine it's north of Malibu, probably like 90 miles, 100 miles. But you could do a day trip. You could do day trips to Malibu, no problem. Just drive down the coast. The real Matthew, why would I buy game tickets now when 3 weeks from the games they'll make them 40% off and fuck everyone who bought early? Let's talk about HGR. Oh. Okay. I wanted to show you one more incident. If I can find it. So they had the High Rocks World Championships in Chicago. Chicago is a massive town for people who don't know. Massive town, massive media hub for the United States of America. They were home to the world's tallest building for a while. They've had some absolutely batshit crazy mayors there. They had that Lori Lightfoot looking thing, you know, that thing that it looked like it was from the Addams Family as the mayor. Huge defund the police, murder capital of the U.S. You know, it's the kind of town where, like, on Memorial Day, 100 people will get shot. High Rocks had their world championships there. I think it's also home to Two Brain Businesses affiliate summit. Massive airport. Massive airport. They tried new turf. The story breaking out, they tried new turf at the High Rocks World Championship. So all the turf wasn't the same there. They laid in they got turf from like a new manufacturer. This kind of shit makes the NorCal Classic seem like it was a perfectly oiled run machine. When I question whether, like, hey, how the fuck did you not know that 235 doesn't fit on a bar? I still don't understand it. I still am just like, I don't understand how you didn't know that. Does that mean you just never tested it? But this makes that look like it's no big deal. Because that doesn't affect the athletes. That situation with NorCal Classic, they make one change and everything gets fixed, right? They change the bars, they change the weights, they fix everything and everything's equal for everyone all of a sudden. But what you are about to see is fucking batshit crazy. No, NorCal Classic wasn't the worst comp ever. It was actually one of the best comps I've ever been to. What I'm going to show you is people who are truly, truly retarded. You put in new flooring in just a portion of the race. If this story's true, I don't, allegedly, this is what happened. Everything on this show is satire and should be taken as a joke. This guy's looking at this. This guy's pushing the sled here. Watch this clip I'm about to show you. He's pushing the sled and it won't move. So this guy stops and runs over to another sled in another lane. Now watch him push it. Watch him push this sled. He can run with it. And then he pushes it and lets go and the sled keeps going. Now he's looking at his judge. Now look at these guys. You can see the floor buckling. You could see the floor buckling in that push. You can see it rippling up. Look at that guy on the left just fell over. And so the story is, if it's true, is that they tried a new turf at this event. That's me in the last video. Every wave raised the issue to the judges and they could see what was happening with those first few lanes. So why keep them open for so long? My judge just shrugged his shoulders. I mean, you kind of can't blame the judge. I mean, I'm assuming they're just volunteers. They're just pawns in the game of life. I'm a 3-minute sled push average in 28 pro races. After 10 minutes of my sled not moving, repeated face plants, a bloody chin, and repeated denied requests to change lanes, they finally let me change lanes. I immediately pushed the remaining lengths unbroken in seconds, like it was a grocery cart on wheels. Countless F-bombs. My A race totally ruined. Over 8 minutes lost and disseminated from pushing an immovable sled for 10 minutes. Withdrew after the next run with extreme disappointment, but had double race later, and this race was completely ruined. Demanding a refund. Terrible new turf. Do better. Listen, if this would have happened at NorCal, they would have either thrown out this score or done something to adjust it, just like they did with the Gators. Why is that douche drinking the coffee on the screen? I don't know. I don't know what that guy's doing. Thank God. Thank God we do CrossFit. Can you imagine a CrossFit athlete demanding a refund? Maybe I could. No, Pat's coming back for round 10. After being knocked out and unconscious for 12 minutes, Pat is back. Dude. What's up, dude? What's up, Mr. Lange? Dude, you have a green shirt too. Like Dence's titty shirt. Green. People love the green, Patty. Good choice. Cause of drowning, not active drowning. 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 What are the 6 stages of drowning? Struggle to keep the airway clear, breathe, holding and submersion, aspiration of water, loss of consciousness, cardio, respiratory arrest, death. Let me see. Why do people drown? Lack of swimming ability, panic, exhaustion, alcohol impairment, underlying health conditions. Leading cause of drowning. That you better not be right here. Oh, leading cause is lack of swimming ability. I think that's what I said. Second is alcohol or drug use. Third is seizures. Fourth is physical impairments. Fifth is stupid. It says lack of life jackets. I don't know if any of that's true, Pat. I won't use that against you. Drowning is the number one cause of death of children between the ages of 1 and 4 years old in the United States. What's the most common cause of drowning? Lack of swimming ability. Oh, here we go. Look at so they have it confused here too, Pat. Listen to this. Lack of supervision. Failure to wear life jackets. Those aren't causes of drowning. They're conflating. They're conflating because lack of swimming ability could be a cause, right? You fall into the water and you can't swim, so you go under. You take water in and you die. But lack of supervision, that's not the cause of drowning. Yeah, I agree, Doug. Mr. Reed, he sleeps with Asian women. Sevon, it is more likely a shallow water blackout, buildup of carbon dioxide, which causes a blackout underwater. No, wow, you're grasping. You're grasping, and the lack of swimming ability leads a swimmer to get tired and drown. This is basic. If you're a sucky swimmer, you get tired and go under. Oh, you're a jackass. Hey, dude, why don't you want to know? Maybe that should be the question. Why don't you want to know the reason? Let's say you are right. Why don't you want to know? Why don't you want to know how? Yeah, let's just say you're an expert swimmer. Good point, Heidi. When is Pat's first show? Pat's been on the show before. It was a great show. He's a great guest. He was on Glinton Things, and he's a great guest. Does it matter how a year later? Sure, it always matters. If it depends on what your intentions are. It always. I mean, does it matter to Lazar? No. Does it matter to other future events? Yes. Does it matter maybe to his brother? Yes. Does it matter to people who are going to swim and compete? It should. If every time someone swam across the lake, they were eaten by an alligator, wouldn't you want to know how they died? Oh, yeah, there's alligators in there. Okay. Well, then I need to be swimming with chainmail on. I mean, yeah. I mean, I guess to someone. I don't know how much it matters to me other than the fact that it's amazing to me because I saw a comment the other day basically saying that I was an asshole to Luca. And it's like, how could I be fucking an asshole to Luca? I keep his brother's name alive more than anyone else. I'm the one that did the podcast that raised over $100,000. I'm the one that has the video that memorializes them. I'm the one asking the question so it doesn't happen to someone else's brother. I'm not taking the easy way out, the blame game. The real Matthew. If I can run 5 miles in 45 minutes, then I have the ability, if I cramp in 120-degree heat, that doesn't mean I can't run 5 miles in 45 minutes. Yeah, I agree, Pat. Like, you can only tread water for so long before you drown. I agree, but that's not what happens to people, dude. Anyway, High Rocks. Yesterday, I showed a video of a woman. Last night on the Dave Castro Weekend Review, I showed a video of a woman complaining because the Egyptians were imprisoning them and treating them like animals, and they've done nothing wrong. Dude, do you guys not understand what's going? Have these people not traveled the world? Do you not know what's going on in the rest of the world? Let me tell you what happens in Arab countries if you molest a child. You go to bed at night, and when you wake up in the morning, in some places you're a hero. But in other places, if they're pissed off at you while you're sleeping at night, they nail your fucking front door shut and they light your house on fire. This isn't you don't leave the United States and be like and keep your rights of being in this country in every country. Just because if you live in Denmark, the government provides you toilet paper to wipe and a civil servant to wipe your ass, that's not what's happening in Egypt. These people are fucking nuts.
Seen or experienced anything like it, please.
This isn't London or the U.S. Correct. This is some European guy begging to Egyptian soldiers to let him march to Gaza. Dude, they hate those people. They're not letting those people out of their country while their country gets bombed into oblivion.
I will beg you, allow us to march to Palestine. Please, you've got to listen to me.
On the global march to Gaza in Egypt, we were stopped at a checkpoint. They took our passports. They've detained us. I'm going to show you. They put us in a barrier like animals.
Dude, you're lucky you're not getting raped and then a bullet in your fucking head.
Look how they've locked us in. They've locked us all in. These are all activists. These are all people. We are activists from multiple countries, and they've brought the army.
Like, listen, if you're going to travel the world, if you're going to leave the United States, you should be able to do some things. You should be able to sit perfectly still for 24 hours. You should be able to fast for 3 or 4 days. You should be able to run, 3 miles in 30 minutes. Like, hey, dude, you should have some rudimentary skills of survival.
They've brought armed cars. They are going to take us back to the airport to deport us. We have done nothing wrong.
Never seen or
It's just unreal. Yeah, what's an activist? I know, it's crazy. Imagine that. That's like saying I'm an influencer. Whenever you hear, so we're all influencers. We all influence everyone around us. Unless you're completely isolated in a cave somewhere, you're an influencer. But the second you identify, meaning that we're all role models for each other, right? You're at a party, you're drinking with some friends, a friend pulls out a cigarette, next thing you know, you're smoking a cigarette with your buddies. He influenced you. He's a piece of shit. You're hanging out with a bunch of CrossFitters and you're going to get in some workouts and eat a bunch of steak. They influenced you. Those are cool people. But the second you identify as an influencer, basically, in that context, you're basically a whore. You're basically saying that for some amount of money, you will say anything, and that's how you make your living. You're a whore. Your mouth is a giant fucking it's not so much of a cum dumpster, but it spews garbage. That's what you are. The same, no different with being an activist, a professional activist. You're a whore. You can be bought. You can be convinced to just do what to do anything for money. Wild. Your first trip to Egypt, and you're surprised that you're being detained. Here's a story you probably haven't heard. Remember those fires in California? 25,000 homes burnt down. Convicted arsonist busted driving fake fire truck into Palisades fire evacuation site. Excuse me? Dustin Nell, 31, and his wife, 44, Jennifer Nell, who was with him, were arrested on suspicion of impersonating firefighters and unauthorized entry of an evacuation zone. This is their fucking fire truck. In 2017, Oregonian, of course, Dustin Nell was sentenced to 5 years in prison for what authorities in the city of Woodburn called a 5-year arson spree that targeted a multitude of locations in that community. Wait a second. This guy from Oregon was found with a fucking fake fire truck. I guess it's not fake, but not an authorized fire truck. He bought a fire truck and was driving around where the fires are. This guy spent 5 years in jail for a 5-year arson spree. On Sunday, the ex-con and his wife, 44-year-old Jennifer Nell, who was with him, were arrested on suspicion of impersonating firefighters and unauthorized entry of an evacuation zone after they drove a fake fire truck through the Palisades fire checkpoint. Did this motherfucker start the fires? The couple was spotted Saturday by LAPD patrol unit, which contacted the LASD Sheriff's Department, Los Angeles Sheriff's Department, that they had observed a fire truck that did not appear to be legitimate. Deputies tracked the truck down on Sunday as they attempted to enter an evacuation zone. Both were wearing turnout gear and told authorities they were volunteer firefighters for a non-existent department, Roaring River Fire Department in Oregon, which was written across the front of the decommissioned fire truck once owned by the state of California. In addition, the Nells were wearing CAL FIRE t-shirts under the turnout gear, helmets, and carrying radios tuned into official channels. Nell's 5-year prison sentence was followed by 3 years post-prison supervision. Here's where it gets weird. Listen to this. In addition, Nells were wearing CAL FIRE t-shirts. It's unclear if he remains on probation in Oregon. In November, Jennifer Nells gave birth to a baby. They named the baby McKenna, a complicated birth that led a friend of the couple to set up a GoFundMe page to raise money for the couple's travel to Portland NICU. The baby later died. So kind of a weird little piece in the story. The Nells, who fire officials confirmed acquire a free hotel room with their ruse, are not the first people to be arrested for impersonating firefighters. Dude, they had a fucking fire truck. Fucking he targets rich people. It's a wild story. This lady thinks that he started the fire.
There is something very large at play in the Palisades fire. There was a couple from Portland, Oregon, and they drove into the Palisades fire scene in a decommissioned fire truck. They had emblazoned this fire truck with the name Rolling River Fire Department.
Were they there like from minute one?
All I know is that they got into the scene 2 days in a row before they were stopped and arrested.
Whoa.
I don't know if they burnt it down. We do know that they were acting suspiciously in the fire zone. on a fake fire truck. Turns out the woman is a National Weather Service wind and fire expert who teaches juvenile delinquents climate change issues. They make rap songs called weather slaps. And some of the lyrics go like, wait until you see it all burn. And her husband, the guy behind the wheel, is a convicted arsonist who burned down country clubs and rich people's houses in a small town in Oregon.
Holy shit.
They were eco-terrorists. So I am convinced that this is an act of eco-terrorism.
That's insane to me.
There is something.
That is insane. I'm Mel. Is this a new Mel? Hi, Mel. Nice fish. Did you cry a little bit when you pulled that fish out? Did you throw that fish back? Did you feel a little sad? I'm not sure having a hero complex equates to arson. Oh. Okay. So you're suggesting that this couple, who the guy spent 5 years in jail for an arson spree he went on in Oregon, and she is a climate change fucking nut job, you're claiming that they went there to save people. Ah. Oh, yeah, you did get a little sad with that fish? Yeah. It's a beautiful fish. Oh, you threw it back or you got a little sad? I don't know. I'm gonna go with they weren't there to save people. But maybe you're right. How shallow I am in my threw it back, huh? The original Steve Miller. Steve, did you try that workout? With those easy pussy weights? 145 deadlift, 20 reps, 20 over the bar burpees, 2-minute rest, 5 rounds. I think that was your punishment. You poo-pooed it because of the late. What'd you say? It should be 245. Sevon, has someone shown you cart narcs on IG? Could spend hours in there watching videos of people who don't put their cart away. I would fuck that dude up. Is that the big Russian dude? Oh, fuck him up. I don't know if I'd fuck him up. My boys would fuck him up. I finally saw my boys doing some like really like hardcore training. I mean, they train a lot, but yesterday they practiced this one move for like 20 minutes and it's insane when they do it. I wonder what that move is called. It's just a really simple move in wrestling. But I'd never seen him drill quite like this. They're helping prepare someone to go to a big tournament, national championships, and my boys were drilling with. Hey, are you with the? Oh,
speakerphone.
Hey, Ari.
You're on speakerphone, by the way.
Okay, Ari.
You're talking to me, or are you talking to Ari?
Oh, he's not with you?
No, Joseph.
Who's watching the
and I are in the car.
Who's watching the kid? I'm home alone with the kids right now.
Your mom is there
because
she's doing Armenian and piano.
Oh, hey Joey, what's that move called when someone's got you in when someone's sprawled on you and you is it called a sit out? What'd he say?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right. You like that move?
Yeah.
Yeah. You're good at it. All right. Thank you. Love you. Have fun. Send me videos of gymnastics.
Okay. Love you. Bye.
Okay. Bye. Shit. I'm supposed to take the kids to gymnastics. I think it got moved up today. That sucks. Yeah, sit outs. They were doing just shitloads, 20 minutes of sit outs. I wonder if I can find a good video of that. It's a crazy move. Oh shit! I got to show you guys this. I'm not going to show you the sit out. Okay, look at this. So I saw these comments. I saw these 2 or 3 comments. I think it's 3 comments on YouTube, saying, "Hey, one person said, hey, you should never say that a commentator should never say that an athlete sucks." And I'm like, I don't think we ever said an athlete sucks. And then someone said, holy shit, it's crazy that someone said in that video that an athlete sucks. I'm like, what are they talking about? And this person had put the time code down, and it was from NorCal Classic. And so I went and watched the clip, and this is the clip. This is the clip right here. It's pretty funny. Let me see.
They're doing
He's not
another
done yet.
heat,
He's
another.
No, he's not done
No,
yet.
he's
You got
not
three. You got 3 rounds.
You have 3 rounds.
3
And
3-minute
he's
rounds.
the
Get
only
through.
guy that ended up in the third round.
He's,
That is
maybe he's not wearing
He
the frog ribs.
sucks.
He's not wearing the frog ribs.
Wow.
And Bill's trying to plug frog grips, saying he's the only guy not wearing frog grips. Oh shit! Did I lose it? What happened?
I think that's lane 4. That's Cooper Beslogov trying to get.
Cooper Beslogov. Every time Bill would say his name, I would just think of the word jack off. Big because I'm like a 4-year-old in my brain. Big slog off. Big slog off. Cooper Big Slog off. Cooper Big Slog off.
Get himself through lane number 4.
Why is he still running? Oh, they're doing
He's not
another
done yet.
heat,
He's not
another.
done. No, he's not done
No,
yet.
he's
You
not
got 3. You got 3 rounds.
You have 3 rounds.
3
And
3-minute
he's
rounds.
the
Get
only
through.
guy that ended up in the third round.
He's, maybe he's not wearing
He
the frog
sucks.
ribs. He's not wearing the frog ribs. That's what it is.
Wow.
He sucks. Hey, look at Claire Bays down there. There's really nothing else you should be watching. Look at Claire
Another.
No, he's
and her Daisy Dukes.
not done
No,
yet.
he's
You got
not
3. You
done.
got 3 rounds.
Hey, that's genuinely a nice human being, by the way. Claire Bays. That's a cool chick. Easy. Like, no, it's not, as some people, it's like weird. Like, it's so easy. Yeah, isn't that her name? Claire Bays. Claire Hayes? Claire Bays. I don't know how there was another chick there, a commentator there, Logan. I don't know how the fuck they were out in the sun all day like that. I don't know how Claire doesn't have a hat on.
You have 3 rounds.
3
And
3-minute
he's
rounds.
the
Get
only
through.
guy that ended up in the third round.
He's,
That is
maybe he's not wearing
He
the frog
sucks.
ribs. He's not wearing the frog
He's not wearing the frog grips.
grips. That's what it is.
Wow.
He sucks.
You're good at muscle ups because you made this one.
In my day.
Anyway, I got a little ass pounded for that in the comments. Oh yeah, Claire's cool as shit. Yeah. She's cool. She's having fun. She wants to do her thing. She's passionate about it. Some of these ding dongs, you can tell they're just kind of like I can't explain it. But she's cool. She takes her job seriously. You can tell she really wants to do it, but she's not. But also, I don't feel like she's a superficial douche. Chase, get with the program. Bill just trying to keep the show on the rails. Oh yeah, the whole time, the whole time. All my mom kept saying to me, "Those were good. Bill was good." I heard my mom say that like 20 times to the point where I hated Bill. Those were good. Bill was good. I never heard anything else. Those shows were good. Bill was good. Great job at NorCal. Bill was good. Those were good. What if we can do the adaptive games? Me, John, and Bill. Holy shit. Look at this one-legged motherfucker run. It'll be crazy. Tater Tot runs like he just got off a horse. Mike Chang, aka Pool Boy. Sebi, my dad watched some of the events on the stream and was tripping balls on how much Bill looked like your son. Look at this one-legged motherfucker hop. This girl's putting 150 pounds over her head and she's neurodivergent. I don't know what that means. Sevon looks like a Bill Grundler impersonator. Hey, you know those that wasn't there some app on IG that was popular for a while where you put your picture in it and turns you into an old person? That's me. And then like that book Indian in the Cupboard, Bill ran that app and then put his phone in the cupboard for a day and I popped out. You guys remember that book, Indian in the Cupboard? ladies and gentlemen, do I have a deal for you? Wait, what? What's going on here? Wait, what's going on here? Hold on. Wait, what was I saying? Oh, yes. Do I have a deal for you? It is the 2-year anniversary of Vindicate. 2 years. All products are 20% off. I don't even think you need a code. Everything on the site 20% off. Oh, he's not even advertising it. I don't think you need a code. 20% off. I think today's the last day. I think yesterday was the first day. Everything is 20% off. Does the deal involve Suji? No. Oh yeah, I think you can use Sevon15 for 15% off. I wore my Jesus shirt yesterday. I wonder if eventually someone comes up to me and talks to me about Jesus. Do people hate? I was wondering, do people hate you when they see Jesus on the back, or do they like you? It's really a cool shirt. It's a I don't know, Sevon15. I don't know. I could play the commercial and we could find out. Does it say at the end of the Suji commercial?
My name is Matthew Fraser, 5-time CrossFit Games champion and founder of HWPO Training. A little over a year ago, I sustained a ACL injury, had a full reconstruction. I was lucky enough to meet Suji so that I could have the benefits of a BFR and all that recovery in my rehab at home. You're able to cut down on the load and get the same, perceived exertion and the body fatigue, but without all the load on your body. So making it easier on a lot of your joints.
Nope, didn't say the code. I don't know what the code is. Sevon15. Try that. I could ask Souza. I could call Souza. Find out. For the one person that cares, all of us will wait. This is like we're all waiting because one person gives a shit. One person's holding up the line. The whole show being held up. But it's fine. That's what I'm here for. We're all here for that. Oh, go ahead. Just let the tranny run in the high school race. It's just one. Until last week when it was 5. No, Souza.
You reached Matt. Leave a message.
I think it's Sevon15. Oh, did my mic just do that weird sound? Anyway, 20% off over at Vindicate. If you're smart, you'll get the Jesus shirt. It's really a cool shirt. It fits good. You have broad shoulders, big titties, big lats. It'll fit you perfect. I look like a stud in it. They got joggers, backpacks. They got women's clothes, boys' clothes, trannies' clothes, kids' clothes. Do they have kids' clothes? You go to search and put in kids. Do they have kids? Child? Nope. Travis hates kids. Never mind. All right. I spoke to Travis Bajent last night, Tyson Bajent's father, and he will be running an arm wrestling tournament at the CrossFit Games this year if you want to enter. It'll be in the main entrance on Saturday. So that's cool. I asked him if Tyson was coming. I think he said Tyson will be in training camp. Let's talk about some real shit, says Bam. We already did. We talked about Jenny's green shirt. I think that was the only real part of the show. Palisades fire truck. People have been getting run over by cars. You guys seen this? I've seen like 3 of these now. This is some pretty wild shit. if you're going to be a protester, there's levels to the game, right? If you're the dude who jumps in front of cars, once again, you need to be like, if you're the dude who jumps in front of cars, you need to have like you should be able to like jump to a 48-inch box and then land on your feet and then jump back up with one rebound. You should be able to rebound to a 48-inch box. Let's get with the programming. Think about that. If you're the protester, if you're one of the libtards that gets in front of cars, what should that be? Let's make like that. That's a dangerous job, right? The dude who jumps in front of cars. So I'm going to do a 48-inch rebound jump, right? You should be able to do cartwheels. You should have some decent gymnastics, cartwheels. You should be able to do 5 strict muscle ups. You should be able to run a what are like what's a good like a 40, what's the shortest race in track and field? Is it is it 50 meter, 100 meter, 40 yard? Is there a 40-yard dash? Like what did Usain, was that 100 yards, 100 meters? Oh, 25 burpees in a minute? Doesn't have to be more than that. Shouldn't it be like 30? Yeah, what's the fast 100-meter time? What's a fast, like a good one, like a good high school kid could do? You should be able to run a mile. Let's say you should have a 6:42 mile. 6:42 mile. That's not a 12 seconds for the 100. Right? You should be probably under I'm going to say 39 years old. L-sit. Wow. You want to throw an L-sit in there, huh? I'm okay with that. Okay, I'll do it. L-sit. 1 minute L-sit. Damn, that sounds hard. Okay, so you should have a 48-inch box jump that you can rebound. You should be able to do cartwheels, 5 strict muscle ups, run the 100 meters in 12 seconds, 6:42 mile, ideally be 39 years old or younger, and do a 1 minute L-sit. Well, let me tell you something. This motherfucker I'm about to show you doesn't have any of those skills. I mean, this is just, if you're going to be the car male, sure. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, backflip, that would be next level, but it can't hurt. I think male's fair too. Grant has a sub 7 minute mile. Wow. Who would have thunk? Here we go. Imagine getting run over by a fucking Civic or a Prius, whatever this is. Look at that lady. You ever seen two people walking side by side and you're looking at them from the back, and one person's, both their butt cheeks are smaller than the person they're walking to's single butt cheek, and you're like, holy shit. You ever see that? It's crazy, right? I mean, you see it all the time. If you look, you'll see it all the time. You'll just see people walking, and you'll see two people walking by each other, or you'll see someone who's like, their ass is so big, they're so fat that like the person next to them can actually fit inside their butt crack. That's how big this chick is. Look at it, covers half the grill of the car. This chick has no business. Whatever her job is as a protester, she's out of her pay grade. Hey, and what's crazy is she tries to stand up right away. I want you to see the guy. Look, there's two other people who get in front of the car too. Look at this. That guy has his arms out. That guy has his arms out, and when the car hits him, because he has tension in his arms, it pushes him out of the way, and he goes off to the side. She's doing the I don't know if you guys have ever known, and if you're around like really obese people, they target shit when they walk. So they move from one location to another, but they're looking for a target, like a chair or a counter, because they need something to lean on. So look how she just throws. Look how she doesn't even. You never, as a protester 101 in the protesting seminar book I teach, you never surrender your body. Never. Watch her. Boom. Just straight down. That probably broke her leg. The car already hit her. Oh, look at her knee. Looks hyperextended there. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. That's life altering. That changes that changes that lady's life forever. That changes her life forever. Look at and here's another angle. Okay, now look at the guy with the green, arms straight, athletic stance, male. This other guy with the backpack, by the way, put both straps on your backpack on. But look at him, steps to the side. And look at her face. She got her O face now. Oh shit, her shoe is already off. Tie your shoes. That'll be part of my seminar. For protesters, always tie your shoes. For dirt twirlers like myself, never do this job barefoot. This isn't a barefoot job. This one requires shoes. Never let your legs cross, right? Never abandon your body. When the car keeps going forward, when you see someone else move to the side, you move to the side. Look at, so this guy's gut instinct is to step to the side. Hers is to commit more to the car. Big mistake. Know the strength of your opponent. And then right there, I think her shoe comes off. Yeah, her shoe gets torn off. She's got her O face on. That's bad. And then she just gets sucked under. Look at this guy trying to grab her. Oh my goodness. And look, you can see the car go. That must be such a weird and then look, Asian driver, listen. That's got to be. Do not step in front of minorities. I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that you're more likely to get run over by a black dude or an Asian dude than any other group or Muslims. I saw a Muslim run someone over in England yesterday. Look at her face. She is not happy. Tensions have flared the past few weeks. Oh shit, why would you pick her up? Why did they pick her up? You can't carry her. That's a 230-pound woman. Did you see someone pick her up? Do not hang out with people in large groups who wear masks. I mean, oh, she's fine. That's a light car. Oh, my bad. My bad. Yeah, she got hit by a subcompact. Fine. Yeah, Asian man coming towards you in car, black man. Mexican whites don't do that. Although, dude, you know what I saw the other day? This was really disappointing. I ended up on an Instagram account that's like a shitting in public Instagram account. Dump. It was something dump. Damn, what was that? Dump something. Shit. Anyway, there's an Instagram account and all it does is show people shitting in public, and it's a disproportionate number of white women. You can't even believe how many white women just shit in public, just like out of their skirt. I know. It's the craziest Instagram account. It's the craziest. I don't know why, but that seems to be that's a white woman thing. I would have thought that for sure would have been like a Indian or Pakistani thing. There's this one guy. Oh God, I wish I could remember the Instagram account. Maybe someone will tell me. But there's one guy who is white people are dirty low key. There's this white guy playing at a slot machine, and he has to. You can tell he has to go to the bathroom. He's doing the dance. And then he just backs away from the slot machine, pulls his pants down, and takes a shit, and then comes back to the slot machine. I'm a white woman and I do it on runs, but I try to hide in the woods. Yeah, these are just like people shitting in like liquor stores, in line at Walmart, just like wherever. It's crazy. It's definitely a white woman thing. So throw that in the pile of stereotypes. Check that off. Is it called dirty? It's God, what is that? What is that account? How come it won't populate in when I type in dirty or dumb? Dirty boxing championships, dirty minds, dump something, dump. Some people dropped like just little rabbit pellets. Some people spray diarrhea. Are they on drugs? I mean, fuck, dude. Everyone's on drugs. Except for us. Everyone's on some. I feel like everyone I know is on something. Will they be doing the stream or the announcing live? Or what's announcing live called? Floor commentary? Or the floor announcer? Will they be doing the stream or the floor announcer? Almost a sentence. It almost makes sense. Hold on, I got a text from my wife. Your mom leaves at 9:45. Oh, I'm chill. I tried to make you guys a garden tour yesterday. You would not believe my garden, but I couldn't be. The fastest I could do it is 5 minutes. Hey, a turning point for me. The first time I had seeds of like not being a libtard. The first time I remember was I was in Santa Barbara and I was at a Starbucks and I just bought like a fucking $7 drink. And I was sitting in the window drinking it, like inside, looking outside, and a guy in a real public place, and a homeless guy, drug addict, thief, pulled down his pants on the sidewalk in front of the Starbucks and took a shit. And I'm thinking, I paid for that sidewalk. I paid for this coffee. And now I have to watch a dude I didn't pay for that sidewalk so that dude could take a shit on it while I drink my coffee. Like, I worked hard for this shit. I was probably making like, whatever, $9 an hour. I'd probably had like 5 raises at that point. I'm trying to drink a fucking latte. Or probably back then it wasn't a latte. I think I was drinking like 4-shot drinks and shit back then. And this motherfucker's taking his shit. That was, and I was like, this is bullshit. A Sirius XM show reached out to me yesterday. And they want me to come on their show tomorrow and talk about the High Rocks controversy. I'm like, what am I supposed to say on that? What am I like? I don't really care. It's just a bit. Am I like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't really care. The big picture is I'm fucking stoked for High Rocks. It's fucking awesome that people are getting together and working out and that someone's made a business of it. I'm fucking ecstatic. I wouldn't cover it. I wouldn't cover it at all if I wanted it to fail, or if I didn't like it, or if I had any ill will for it. I wouldn't cover it at all. The less I talk about you, the less I care. I don't like High Rocks is awesome. I wish I would have fucking thought of it. I want to do. Oh, there's a cat in my yard. I want to cherry pick one CrossFit event and make a whole fucking business out of it. I mean, the guy came on the show and said, "Hey, I'm building this thing just to sell it." He's just an entrepreneur trying to build like something that's like a worldwide marathon phenomenon, a piggybacking off of the CrossFit space, and then but own the trademark and then sell it. Fucking, that's awesome. What am I? Like, I don't really care that the carpets weren't fucking level or that Hunter shoved a dude. No one got hurt. I don't care if the dude who Hunter shoved fucked his lawyer and got her pregnant. Shit happens. He looks like a fuck machine. I'm proud of him. No one's getting hurt. Everyone's happy. Everyone's getting fitter. People are having fun with their families. Go High Rocks. If they made Vindicate their official clothing line, I would fucking love them to death. That I just love them a little bit. I don't know. The right-wing activist Sevan Matosian often plays with a very dangerous knife on his show in a threatening manner, showing his toxic masculinity. Herd, the official weight belt of High Rocks. He was threatening the High Rocks people with his knife. All right. Peace and love to everyone. Have fun. Do something nice for someone today. When you're at the checkout counter, give the guy lots of energy. Oh, shit. You want to hear a checkout story? For fuck's sake. I'll save it for tomorrow. When I was in Sacramento, I went into a Shell station or something to get gas. It was in between events. I went to someone's house because the internet there was so bad. I went to someone's house to upload the event that we had just filmed. And on the way there, we stopped at a Shell station. No, on the way back. It doesn't matter. We stopped at a Shell station and I bought I filled the cart with gas and I bought like 15 C4s for the gang, or ghosts, or whatever the fuck those things are. Those poison cans. And there was this fattest fucking white lady and fattest fucking black lady. Two just obese motherfuckers. Jolly as fuck. They could be like, they were so happy. And the fat white lady was down on the ground. I don't know how she was going to get up. And she was like stalking like cigarettes or chew or something. And the marshmallow looking black lady was, do they make black marshmallows? Was at the counter. And she was so fucking nice. And she's trying to fucking small talk me. Do you know if you buy 5 of these, you can get one of them for free? Do you know if... And I'm just like, and this is fucking going on. This, and while she's doing it, she's like ringing up each can like one at a time really slow. And I'm trying to get back to the fucking event. These two ladies took up the entire space behind the counter. It was wild. They were each like 400 pounds. I will take one 400-pound black woman and one 400-pound white woman. The black woman looked like she was 30 and the white woman looked like she was 60. They might have both been 60. You can't tell how old that black people are. Especially fat ones. Their skin's completely fucking stretched out. They look like they're fucking babies, like little cherubs. Except for all the skin tags and shit growing on them. I swear to God, There was like 5 people in line behind me, and the whole fucking checkout took like 4.5 minutes. Think about that. If every time, do you ever do that? You're somewhere and you order something, and it took them 12 minutes to make it for you, and it was like $21, and you're like, you made $3 profit on that, and it took you 21 minutes to deal with me. Like, how the fuck is this store making money? How the fuck is this place making money? Do that math sometimes. Be somewhere, be in a coffee shop, and like, wow, it took them 12 minutes to take my order and make my drink and get it to me. So they're doing an order every 12 minutes that they make $1 on. And I was there with someone, and I walked out of the store. I'm like, these fucking motherfuckers. And the person was like, what? What are you tripping on? Like, fuck, like, that was a 4.5 minute fucking interaction with. It was just complete bullshit talk. Like, hey, I'm all for being nice. Hi, how are you? Nice to see you. You look like a strapping Armenian man. Yeah. You have fucking the greatest fucking quadruple F titties I've ever seen. Thank you for my purchase. And then we leave. I'm totally fine with that. Not 4.5 minutes. No, it was like a Shell station, Mr. Chang. It was a Shell station. I think that every time I go, I think that everywhere I go. Yeah. Like, what is going on? Sevon, you look tired, dude. The coffee's wearing down. I know. I felt my energy levels drop. Thank you. Bye.